This is Osage orange, otherwise known as hedge apple. It's known by this bright yellow Gatorade inspired color. This is not dyed or stained, guys. This is the natural color of the wood, that bright, vibrant yellow. When you cut Osage orange down, that is the natural color of it. So have that for the top and the bottom. Got a nice curly maple handle and ambrosia maple on the sides. Oh, almost swiped out of there for you guys. But really unique, cool grain. It's very open grain as well, similar to oak or an ash. Again, you open it up, they're solid wood on the inside. They're rabbited to fit. Hello, hello. Welcome, welcome. Ash, I have one that you're gonna like. I haven't decided if I'm gonna sell it yet. So I'll run this one, then I'll show you guys my favorite. This is tiger wood. So this is one of the looser lids, but it's very heavy, so it will sit there. Very nice. This is tiger wood. So it looks like cherry. It definitely looks like cherry, but it's not. It's a lot harder and more dense than cherry. It's got a lacewood handle, but really nice traditional look. It smells great. It works really well. I'll be getting more of this. It is from South America, I believe, this wood. And then, so this one is one of my favorite boxes I've ever made just because the combination is awesome. The wood is stellar. So they were all 50. I've decided if I'm going to let this one go, it has to be for more than 50 just because, one, the wood is more expensive itself in this piece, but also it's just, I think you understand when you see it. So I will run this one, I said, for 75. If anyone wants it, that's what it would have to go for, but it is phenomenal mahogany. Gorgeous top with lacewood sides. It's got a tiger wood bottom, but absolutely stunning wood. I think that mahogany and the lacewood is just next level. It's such a cool combination. And this figured mahogany is just insane. So again, just the materials alone to make this box are more expensive. Typically like a $5 to $10 difference on the other ones. I don't mind, I just eat that cost, but the material costs are a lot higher for this, and it's the best pieces of each piece of wood, if that makes sense. So those are my boxes. I'll set them over here for now. I'll run through them later. Like I said, I did the home decor section today, and people would just go in and out in this section. It seems like it's just like rapid fire, fast paced. So we'll start with some cutting boards. So I have a bunch of different styles and shapes of cutting boards. We're going to start with my shapes. We have the trillion cut. So for size reference, this is 12 inches from the middle of this straight down here. This is cut out of a solid slab of black walnut. It's about 1 3/4 thick, 1 5/8, so just shy of 1 3/4, almost 2 inches. And going to knock, where is it? I know I have them. Here we go. I'm gonna knock $5 off these. Usually they're 40. I'll do it for 35. If anyone out there is a deer hunter, this works as a phenomenal plaque for a skull mount, for a European mount, just like that. Put the skull right there. It looks sick. But it looks great for a cheese board. Looks great to put a bowl of fruit on in your kitchen. But if you buy one of these guys, do not be afraid to use it and abuse it as an everyday driver in your kitchen. They are solid wood. You know, they are rock solid. If it gets cut, scratches, dings in it, give it a little rub with sandpaper, wipe some mineral oil on it, wipe it off. It'll look brand spanking new, I promise. Do that one. And we have another cool one here. This is solid ash, A-S-H. It's very curly. Nice piece. This has a gorgeous live edge on it. And these are all sanded, so you don't have to worry about dirt and debris or anything like that falling off into your food. These are all sanded. Even the live edge gets a coat of finish. if not 2. I use a food grade mineral oil to make sure anything in contact with food is not going to get any tannins or chemicals mixed in with your food. So no, it's an all natural, food safe mineral oil. This is again about 1.75 inches thick, solid ash. The round template that I use for this is 11 inches. So obviously it doesn't go all the way around. However, it is an 11-inch circle. Solid ash, very hard, heavy, dense wood. It's a very nice piece of ash. You can go ahead and back that ash up, shake that ash, and if you really, really wanted to, you could smack that ash. It's whatever you want to do. ASH is the tree that we're talking about, so get your mind out of the gutter. Really nice piece. I do too, man. And it's a shame if you're not familiar. Ash is a phenomenal American hardwood, and unfortunately there's an emerald ash borer. It's a beetle that is killing all of the ash trees across the country. So I would say in the next 10 years it'll be really expensive, and in the next 30 years, unfortunately, there won't be many ash trees left, which stinks because it's a beautiful wood. So I previously sold out of my smaller size live edge cutting boards. However, I just finished some before this show. And this is probably the best deal in town if you're looking for an affordable cutting board. Solid black edge, same Luke, growing up, very chatoyant. These pieces of walnut are beautiful. They're super clean sapwood, which is this lighter wood on the outside, in contrast with the darker heartwood. So this was represented the outer part of the tree. Live edge, so that is exactly as it was the day it was taken down. Oops, get a little fuzzy from my finishing rag off of there. But solid. And then I have another one. I only have 2 of my smalls today. I'll be making more. I have a pile I just need to sand. This is a super unique shape. It's got little burrs in there. Really cool. I really like these little sections here. Again, works great to set on your counter as a display piece, home decor, or use it and abuse it. If you guys want a deal, I would do 50 for the 2 of them, and know that if you got 2, they are brother and sister, if you will. That's how they sat in the tree. So if you wanted 2, I would do 50 for both of these. That's taking $10 off, so let me know and I'll happily run it for you guys. Gorgeous, and they're all 1 inch thick. So put these over here and we'll move on to the larges. I sold out of mediums, didn't I? I sold my last medium lesson, so we have larges. I'll make some more mediums. Before we do, this is on top. Thank you, Gina. That means a lot. Thank you for that. So again, guys, everything you see me run, I made myself here in my shop. It's all handmade, including the artwork. I do a lot of custom furniture. That's predominantly what my woodworking business is custom pieces for clients. Since I've been on Whatnot for a little under a year, I've been doing more smaller pieces, so doing things creative on a smaller scale, like boxes, cutting boards, things like that. But I do a type of table called epoxy nebula design, which I believe there's one in my shop, either in my buy it now or labeled in my auctions if you want to see it on a larger scale. It's a coffee table. To give you an idea, but when I do those, I have excess epoxy that I turn into little pieces of artwork for the wall. So this is a 14 by 14 piece. Really unique little piece of wall art to hang up. I've been doing these for 45. This is my last one, and I just got a new commission, so I'll be doing another batch. So I'll knock $15 off if anyone wanted this for 15. It has a little ding there, which I will paint with some black to hide it. So just full disclosure, but other than that, it's gorgeous. It's really cool colors. That's my favorite part right there, is those purple bubbles. Really neat. And I do different sizes, so if you like this style, but maybe you want a different size, it's more specific for a space, or you like a different color scheme, let me know. I will be doing another batch of these probably in the next week or 2. actually, before I move on to cutting boards, I want to get something else out that I think you guys will like. So, I am friends with and hang out with a lot of the rock and mineral people on Whatnot. And because of that, a lot of them have asked me to make them displays or shelves or cabinets or things like that. And almost everything I do, guys, is solid hardwood. So because of that, it can be very expensive. Hey, Penny, thank you for being here. It can be very expensive to make a solid hardwood shelf or cabinet or inlay for people to display things on. So I was thinking in my head, how can I make this in a way to make it more affordable? Doing what I do, I create a lot of cutoff wood. It's all still solid hardwood, but I have bins of it. So this is what I created. I call this my portable pallet wall. It would work great as a piece of art, but it's also functional as well. This is it here. So this is 23 by 24 inches. I'll back you guys up a bit so you can see it a little better. And all of these pieces are solid hardwood. So we have maple, we have ash, oak, cherry, a little bit of everything, honestly. It's all solid hardwood. And it looks like a pallet wall, which is cool. However, it comes with integrated shelving storage for you to display whatever you would like to display. So this one, for instance, has 5 different little shelves. You can display whether you want to put succulents and plants. If you're a rock and mineral collector, yeah, pretty sick, right? That's just what I was telling you I was stoked about. So you can put rock and minerals, put these stands right there, put it right there, here. I think this would look really cool with plants or succulents. Maybe those like rope ones hanging down, if that makes sense. So, like I said, this is 23 inches by 24 inches. If you wanted something like this, I'm selling this for $150, whereas if I had to do it out of solid hardwood, it would be $200-300 easy. And if you like this, but maybe you want a different shape or size, I can do them in just about any size you want. So again, this is about 2 feet by 2 feet. I would do this for $150. I will happily run it if anyone's interested, but just know that this is here. This is available if you wanted something like that. And again, I'll show you the little storage system. Kablam. So I don't have a listing for it, but I will happily make one quick and run it if anyone's interested. Thank you. Hey, how are you, Christy? I'll leave this back here. And I actually like it so much, I think I'm going to, I'm doing my home office right here. I think I'm going to do a whole one of the walls, that style with the shelves, so that eventually when that's done, I'll do my selling shows in my office and I'll have all of the things I have for sale on the shelves, which I think will be a cool thing. So again, know those are available. We'll keep going with the cutting boards. Yeah, I can do lighter. So that was actually a lot lighter ash, and then I used a dark finish on it because I thought people would want darker, but I can do a lighter one. Just message me with what size you want. But I thought it could be cool for the background of people's shows too. You know, who are sellers. So these are my large cutting boards. So this is the largest size that I have. The first two are maple. They are 26 inches long by anywhere between 12 to 14 wide. And then the black walnut at the bottom is still 12 to 14 wide, only it is 28 inches long. So this is the first one. This is my absolute favorite. This is most likely what would be graded 2A maple. 3A is the highest grading a piece of maple can get. That is typically what is deemed instrument quality for custom guitars or violins or other instruments. This one is 2A. It has the level of figure that you're looking for in instrument grade wood. However, it's 2A because it does have some voids that I did have to fill with epoxy. So for cutting board, it makes a beautiful cutting board. However, for instruments, they're looking for cleaner wood with no voids or cracks in it. So that's what really gets it into the 2A. And then we have another one of these here. Again, beautiful, beautiful maple, all an inch thick, 26 inches long by anywhere between 12 to 14, sometimes even 15 wide, depending on where you measure. There's black marking on the live edge, one really cool live edge, but that is indicative of a lightning strike. So this tree was probably taken down because it was struck by lightning, most likely. Really nice live edge. And we have one more of these larges. Again, this is black walnut. So those were 26 long. This is 28 long. So for size reference, I'm 6 foot. It goes from my belt up to my eyeballs. And you can see this is littered with a ton of curl and figure. Really nice compression figure here in the wood. Again, live edge. Got a little fuzzy there. And I cut a nice 90 degree, so I thought that was just a cool little addition there. Add some geometry to it. Then we will move on to some of the other cool stuff that I had. Un momento. I will run through these boxes again. Dude, the home decor section, you guys go hard. Holy cow, there's just people in and out, in and out, in and out. It's cool. Thank you guys for being here. We're gonna go back to the boxes, so I'll put them away and then I'll go on to some of the other cool stuff that I have. So I will pin this quick. So first we have, these are solid wood, so solid maple. Nice curly maple and curly maple top. These are both, the top and the sides are maple, just different types of maple. This one has a very nice friction fit. It's not going anywhere, but you can still easily pull it out. Solid wood all the way around. And then we have another one. So this one has a slightly raised top, whereas this one is very similar wood. Thank you, Dragon. I'll mod you up if you're interested. No pressure to do anything though. Still solid wood, nice maple. This has a flush top though, so it sits flush to the top. And again, this one's super tight, not going nowhere. You can hear that suction. Solid wood. Really phenomenal grain, even on the inside. And moving on up, if you're interested in walnut, we do have walnut. I do need to make some solid walnut ones. I think in the next batch I make, I would do some solid walnut. Really cool. This is a shed wood handle, so it is an exotic wood, but then we have black walnut with ambrosia maple. This has a nice chamfered top and a little slightly raised foot. I think that is a nice feature. You can see it sets up a little bit. So you see there's a really nice shadow line that gets created when you put a foot on it like that. The next one here is, this is Osage orange, so super unique, cool wood. It is very vibrant yellow. That is the natural color of the wood, believe it or not. Osage orange, or hedge apple, as it may be called in your area. But that's not dyed or stained. That is just a natural yellow tone. So really cool. A nice curly maple handle. Gorgeous ambrosia maple. Then we have this one, which is exotic wood as well. This is tiger wood. So it's a very hard wood. It looks very similar to cherry wood. It is not though, it is tiger wood. You can tell the grain is just a little different than cherry. It's tighter grain. It's a weird, cool grain, but it's a dream to work with. It's very chatoyant. Really nice orange color. This has a lace wood handle. I thought that was a nice accent. And again, this one sets up. The lid still is inlaid into it. However, just has a little bit of a higher profile, if that's what you're into. And then this is my absolute personal favorite. This is African mahogany, otherwise known as sapele. Gorgeous, gorgeous wood. And this is African lacewood. So this is a box from Africa, if you will. African mahogany with African lacewood. I think it creates an absolutely stunning effect. It has tiger wood in the bottom. I'm not sure where tiger wood is from. I have not worked with it until recently. It is friction fit. It will come out, but it is friction fit still. And this one is a little bit more expensive because of the material and the quality of it. So this one is $75 if anyone is interested. Absolutely stunning box. Great for keepsakes. Great to store your cool stuff. I think that most guys I know anyway have a wood box on their dresser. And they just put odds and ends in it. Like I have a pocket knife. I have $2 bills from my grandpa. I have a buffalo nickel. I have like a couple spent rifle shells from deer that I've gotten. Things like that. That's what I keep in my wood box. But I'm sure everybody has their own cool stuff. So we'll keep on moving. Again, if anyone is a collector of crystals, you may be familiar with those three prong displays. So this has 1, 2, 3 of them. They work just like that. So this is solid live edge black walnut. Hey Snyder, what's up Jay? It has a spot for 3 of these. And I would do this for just $30 if anyone's interested. I've had it for a while. It's one of the first things I made for my Whatnot shop. It's a really cool display. Jay, your stuff is in the mail, brother. Also, Jay, I did 2 separate packages. So you'll get one with the box in it and then one with the cutting board. Just so you're not thrown off if one gets there before the other. Just because I didn't want the box getting dinged up or anything if the cutting board got bumped around. Really cool. Again, live edge, black walnut. Hey, Judy, yours is in the mail as well. And then this is always a crowd favorite. These are my wooden speakers. Solid wood all the way around. So we have a Purple Heart front. And it has nice cherry inserts with a maple back, but all solid wood. There's no wires or batteries or electronics inside of this. It is all natural science. So basically the way it works is that hole right there will line up with the speaker on the bottom of your phone. And the way I've designed the inside, it will naturally amplify the sound from a small space out a larger opening through the speaker hole to amplify it using nothing but straight science. If you don't believe me, I'll show you.
God, I see headlights. Made it down the coast, 17 hours. Picking me a bouquet of dogwood flowers around the open Raleigh. I can see my baby tonight. So ride me, mama, like a flag on you. Ride me, mama, anyway you feel. Hey, mama.
Pretty cool, right? So we'll do buyer's choice on these. I have 3 different flavors of this today. So we have, this is solid Purple Heart. Again, that's not stained or dyed. That is just natural color of the wood. It's very heavy, very dense. Purple Heart, we have very classic maple. Nice walnut inserts. Really nice maple. And then we have cherry, a very traditional, smells great. Love cherry wood. So buyer's choice on any of these 3 if you're interested. really cool, great gifts, great. So a lot of people who, I give these as gifts for friends and family a lot. They'll keep them in their kitchen, and when they're cooking, they'll throw their phone in and jam out. A lot of people keep them in their home office to listen to some music while they work, so it's just really easy. You don't have to connect anything, Bluetooth, or plug anything in. You just throw your phone in it and go. So these are here if anyone is interested. And then we will keep on keeping on. So again, for all you collectors out there, regardless of what you collect, I imagine you need something to display it on. Thank you. I appreciate that. Thank you, Penny. Yeah, welcome anytime. That's I typically have some of those in my shop at all times just because people like them. They're unique, they're cool, and I sell a good amount of them, so I usually try to keep a good inventory of them. Whatever you guys see I'm running and selling now that's finished, I oftentimes have other pieces that are rough. So basically, like, they need to be sanded, or maybe they're sanded, they just need finish applied. I have kind of a stock of all that stuff off to the side of my shop so that when I start selling these, I can quickly put together and either sand or add some finish and build up my inventory again. So I typically have those ready to go pretty much at all times. These are my display stands. So if you're a rock and mineral collector, you're probably no stranger to these stands. But a lot of people will use them for a lot of different things. If you collect cards or coins, they come in those graded plastic cases, slabs. They fit perfectly in there as well. Thank you. I appreciate that, Christy. They fit just like that. They work really well. I've had a lot of people, if you collect chinaware or crystal, like the little plates, or I don't know what they're called, platters, I'm sorry. These work great for them as well. Again, they set just like that to display them in a china cabinet or on a shelf or anything like that. My mom just recently made the transition from cookbooks over to her iPad. So all of our family recipes are now uploaded in her iPad. So when she's cooking in the kitchen, she'll put her iPad in one of these and she can just swipe away looking for the different ingredients that she needs. So these are all Purple Heart. Again, this is not dyed or stained. This is all natural color of the wood. When you cut a Purple Heart tree down, believe it or not, it is purple on the inside. So really cool, unique woods from South America. And I typically have a bunch of different options for these. I have about a dozen right now that are all Purple Heart. The rest are sold out, so I'll be making some more. But the way I do pricing on these, if you want just one, they're $20 each. If you buy any more than one, they're $15. So if you want 2, 30, 3, 45, so on and so on. So I'll run it for one. If you did want more than one, I have multiple of the Purple Heart, and just let me know how many you're looking for, and I can adjust accordingly. But if you buy more than one, it basically knocks $5 off each of them. Whereas one's 20, 15 if you buy any more than one. So if you're considering getting the same color, like I said, I have about a dozen of these right now. If you like these, but you're looking for maybe a different color, you do. I will be making some more here shortly. So really great. Honestly, these, what I use them the most for, yeah, absolutely. But I use these the most for when I'm not streaming in my shop. I'm either watching someone else's whatnot or watching YouTube while I'm sanding or whatever. It is a phenomenal phone stand. It works really, really well to hold your phone, whether you're at work, just to keep it propped up, or if you go sideways, works really well too. So they work great for that as well. So let me do 45. Please, no one else bid. This one is for Christy. For your receipt. Thank you, Christy. Thank you very much. Also, guys, if you are in the market, yes, I will. I'm going to leave myself a note. I will send one along. So if you guys are interested in some of the more custom pieces I do, like tables and things like that, I have some in my store. So as I mentioned, I just recently turned about 200 square feet of my shop space into my new home office that's almost done. So I lost 200 square feet, so I don't have as much space for storage. I never kept a huge inventory, but I always kept some coffee table size pieces that are easier to ship in stock. One is examples of some of my work, but also if anyone's just looking for a little less expensive alternative, but still wants that custom feel. So I have a couple of them that I put in my shop. They're either my auctions or my buy it now. I don't remember which, but they are insane price discounts. Almost all of them are over 50% off their retail price. So I'm doing a flat rate of $1,000 per table. For anyone that you want, if you want to see any of them closer in person, I have them right here in my shop. I will happily show you. And the way I'm doing it basically is if you get one, I'm going to include hairpin standard legs. So they're very basic legs. However, table legs have endless options. So I do that because then if you want fancier or more custom options, I can either point you in the right direction in terms of where to find them, or you buy them, have them shipped to me. I will fit them to your table and then ship them along with the table as well. So those are some of the options. So check out those if you're interested. Like I said, I'll do a flat rate $1,000 across the board for any of those. They're all about coffee table size. So roughly 24 by 48. The circles are about 35 to 40 inch rounds. So really nice coffee table size. And then also, this is another cool one, great gift. These are my whiskey smokers. So every one of them comes with this little metal insert that acts as a filter, so nothing falls into your drink. If you like a good cocktail from time to time, like maybe myself, this is a great option. I'm a whiskey drinker and a scotch drinker, so I love a smoked whiskey or scotch. I've had people buy these and use them for sea salt and then sprinkle the smoked sea salt over popcorn, which sounds great. I haven't tried it yet, but I hear nothing but rave reviews. I've even had people go as far as throw blue cheese or something into a glass, smoke it, and then throw it on a burger, which also sounds awesome. The way it works is my demo piece. Basically, you put a little bit of wood chips in there, anything designed for smoking. So my favorites are mesquite, apple, and hickory. Those are three woods that I smoke with often. You can use any wood that's meant for smoking. Throw a couple chips in there. You can get a whole bag of it for a couple bucks. I got this for $5 from a Walmart checkout line. And all you do is put it over your glass, torch it. And as you see, always put out the fire first. You have a nice smoked cocktail. It works really, really well. It has a really great smoky flavor to any drink. And we have a bunch of options. So we have more of like a rustic ambrosia. We have solid black walnut. And these two are pretty cool. They're both kind of curly, burly maple. However, these actually probably came off the same tree, I bet. They definitely did. It's got some crochum with some live edge. So I will do a buyer's choice on these. And again, I typically run these at 20. I'll knock $5 off today. And it will be buyer's choice on any of these. Great gifts, great personal use. So any of these, buyer, you get to take your pick. Need another hand to hold these bad boys. Thank you, thank you. Yo, next level, what's up, dude? How are you, man? How's it going? And then another one that I have sold a lot of, to the point where this is the last one I have left. I need to make some more. This is my bread bow. This is a very sharp bread knife. It comes with a blade guard. Nice, man. Yeah, I saw you had a long one last night. You were on before I started, and you were on still when I got off. So this is very sharp. So it comes with a blade guard. Please, when you're not using it, put the blade guard on. I know from personal experience, they're very sharp. And the way this works, it's a very old school design, like a bow, an arrow. That's why it's called a bread bow. But sourdough is all the rage. So if you're not making it, I guarantee someone you know is. Pour your sourdough straight out of the oven. Sourdough. And slice. And you get perfect 1-inch slices every single time. Fell on my head. But it's great also, so in my house anyways, we do a lot of bacon, egg, and cheese, and we do a lot of French toast. Those are the two breakfasts that we oftentimes have for dinner. Works phenomenal for cutting bagels and keeping it nice and even. I'm always one, if I use a knife, it's like one side super thick, the other side's paper thin, and then no one wants to eat it. So that's one Dad stuck with. But also French toast, you get nice sourdough, and you get nice even slices, so they all cook evenly. Solid ash, ASH. So again, it's a really nice ash. And we will run it right meow. This is the last one I have right now. I do have to make some more. I need to order some more hardware. So if you are interested, come get you some. Really nice ash. Again, you could go ahead and just back that ash up, shake that ash, and if you're really feeling something, slap that ash. It's your ash. You can do what you want to do with it. Alrighty, let me put this away. Always make sure the fire is out. As I'm putting this stuff away, I'll show you guys again. This is a nice 3-prong stand. It has 1, 2, 3 spots for specimens. They sit like so. See how I did that? See? So solid black walnut, live edge. I was doing this for $30. If anyone's interested, it's a steal of a deal. It's one of the first things that I actually made. Sean, thank you, man. It's one of the first things I actually made for Whatnot. And I forgot I had it, honestly, for a while. It was tucked away in the corner of my shop for a while, and then I found it when I was cleaning, and it's a really cool piece. Actually, the backstory behind this piece of walnut is years ago. No worries, man. I'll still set it off to the side. Years ago, when I first started on Etsy, the first thing I ever sold as a professional woodworker, thank you, Sean, was a live edge black walnut shelf. Just a little shelf, not much wider than this. And I was so nervous because I had my first ever paying customer that I made like 4 of them because I needed to see which one was the best. I didn't want to get a bad review. It was a huge sale. I made like $50 off it, which at the time was like a huge win for me. And this is one of those shelves that I made that was the nicest one, but it was a little too thin. So just know there's a lot of history in this piece. Thanks, Sean. And then again, yeah, no worries, man, no worries. This is one of my newest inventions, creations that I'm proud of. I call this my portable pallet wall. And I think you understand why. It is a pallet wall. Yeah, no worries, man. So this is 23 by 24, so it's about 2 feet by 2 feet. I'll back you guys up so you can see it a little better. It is all solid hardwood end grain. Yeah, I do too, Brad. This is one of my favorites, man. So it's all solid. So we have maple, walnut, oak, ash, probably some cherry. A lot of. Hey, Rocky, how are you? It's all solid hardwood, and it makes a great art piece, good accent for a wall. I can make these any size you want. This is about 2 feet by 2 feet, but although it looks like it's just pallet wall, it actually has space for all of your cool stuff. Has 5 little shelves, so you can put storage there. It's almost like an optical illusion. You would never even know it's there. So I created this as a more affordable way to get people either things to put in the back of their show to display some of their pieces. Again, as you can see from some of the people here, a lot of my friends here are from the rocks and mineral section. And this is a more affordable way for me to offer some of the pieces that I make. So something like this is $150, whereas if I had to do it out of solid hardwood, it would be well over 200, probably closer to $300 for something of this size. It's a great, easy storage alternative solution. So I don't have a listing for this right now, but I would run it for $150 if anyone's interested. If you are interested in something like this, but maybe you want a different size, or I know Ash said she wanted lighter colors, I can do that. This was much lighter, and then I added a darker finish to it. So I can do lighter, I can do larger, I can do smaller. Really whatever you're looking for. Thank you, Sean, I appreciate it, man. But this is here if you would like it. And again, for something like this, 2 feet by 2 feet, it's about $150. So I think it's a very affordable option. All right. Now I will move on to some of my boxes. We've been going a little box crazy in the shop recently, which is fine. Kobe, brick. Anyways, I've been having a lot of fun making boxes. It's a good way for me to practice skills that I haven't used in a little bit of time. Taco Bella, that's a sick name. So I'm going to go through, I'll run each of them individually rather than doing buyer's choices, so you get a chance to see them all individually. These are all handmade by me. I spent the last week or so, if you've seen any of my demos recently, you've seen me making these probably, because that's all I've been doing is making boxes. And they're all solid wood, so we have a nice curly maple top and handle with ambrosia maple on the side. Nice friction fit lid. This one has a nice raised top, and I'll show you the cutting board does not come with it, but I did put a slight lift on the bottom of these to add that nice shadow line here. I think it's a detail that is a nice aesthetic to have, almost like it's hovering there. Some of them are flush, but a lot of times I do try to leave at least a little bit of a shadow line. It just creates another visual effect, if you will. This one is the same type of wood. The only difference is the box top is flush. So it is flush with the top, again, friction fit, but it will come off. So we have curly maple top and bottom. A really cool ambrosia maple sides, still curly. This has actually a sapele handle, but really cool. You hear that? That's how you know it's a good friction fit. Not all of them are this tight of a fit, but a lot of them are. So, like for instance, this walnut will, but if you give it a little shake, it will come out. So it's not as tight, but it's still friction fit, meaning it's a very good fitting lid. This is solid black walnut, top, bottom. Nice curly maple, ambrosia maple on the sides. This is a Shedwa handle. It's an exotic type of wood. It's really nice, cool contrast. And again, this has a really nice foot. I like the higher foot on this one. That's a really good shadow line on the sides and the ends. I could do any shape handles, Rocky. This is just what I did. I made a batch of them, so all of them have this handle. But if you like one of these, but you want a different style handle, I can absolutely do that. And I'm going to be making another batch of boxes because they've been selling pretty well and they're fun to make and they're great to have in my inventory. So if you have send me a picture of what you want, or just describe what you want, and I'll be sure to add a couple of those to the next ones. If you like it, buy it. If not, I'm sure someone will like it. So this one sits flush. There's a slight shadow line, but not a ton. And this is Osage orange. So this is the natural color of the wood, that yellow. It's not stained or dyed, but the top and bottom are Osage orange. Really cool, unique wood, which reminds me of Gatorade. A really nice color. Really cool curl. Doesn't it? It's an insane color. I think it's a cool contrast. And then we have, so this looks like cherry, but it's not. This is what's called tiger wood. Never worked with it until last week, picked up the piece. And it's a really cool wood. It's a gorgeous sheen and tone. It's very chatoyant. You can see how flashy it is. It has a lacewood handle, but very cool color, vibrant orange, and it's very hard and dense, which typically means it's hard to work with, but this was really easy to work with. It cuts like a dream, it scrapes well, it sands well, so I really like it. I'll be using this a lot more in the future, I think. And then this last one is, as I've said, my personal favorite, probably my favorite box I've ever made that I can think of, just because the wood selection and the combination of the two woods, I think, is next level. No pun intended, Sean. But this one is a little bit more expensive, but I think when you see it, you will understand why. One, the material is more expensive, but also it is an insanely high quality piece of wood. This is pommel sapelli, or curly sapelli, which is an African mahogany. And the sides are lacewood, which is an African lacewood. So these two woods are both from Africa. And then we have tiger wood there on the bottom as a cool little accent. But even the bottom of the top is gorgeous. But it is just truly stunning piece of wood. Even the handle. God, I love mahogany. Mahogany, God, it smells so good. Mahogany is probably one of my favorite woods. Actually, my personal desk upstairs in my office is made out of like a 7-foot slab of mahogany. So, I will do stands one more time if anyone's interested. Now I'm going to probably hop off here shortly. We have a family dinner, get together type of deal. So this is solid Purple Heart, great display stand, adjustable. I love cedar too. These work great for rocks and minerals, or cards or coins if you collect those. They come in the graded slabs. So just like that to display them. If you collect chinaware or crystal, works great for plates or platters, I believe they're called, maybe. Works great as a phone stand. So the way I do pricing on these, if you just want one, it's 20. If you want any more than one, they're 15 each. This is Purple Heart, so again, that is the natural color of the wood. There's no stain or dye added to these. I'll run one for 20. If you want any more than just one, let me know how many, and they'll be 15 each. So one for 20, or two for 30, three for 45, so on and so on, if you will. But really good all-purpose. They work great as a phone stand. When I'm in my shop sanding, I'm typically watching someone else's whatnot, watching YouTube, and I have my phone propped up, working in my shop, and I get to just watch and not have to worry about propping it up on something and it falling over. They work really well for that as well. Nice chamfered edges on all of them. All right, and I think that's going, I'll run this in front of me. These are my small cutting boards. Beautiful black walnut. Really nice hard contrast between the sapwood, the lighter outside, and the darker walnut on the inside. I have small, medium, and large, and this is a killer deal for $30. They are 15, about 12 by 15-ish. Nice live edge, or an inch thick, solid wood. Yeah, I just use, it's an all natural food grade mineral oil, Rocky. So it's food safe. You can use it and abuse it. It can be your everyday driver as a cutting board in the kitchen and not have to worry about chemicals or anything like that getting into it. The beautiful thing about solid wood cutting boards is once you use it, eventually it's going to get nicks and scrapes and cuts in it, right? You can easily sand it even by hand with some 120 grit. I'll show you what I use. You can get it at any hardware store or Home Depot. It's butcher block oil, or you can get it. It comes in clear as well. I use this one because it has some wax in it, so it gives a little better finish and a little more water resistant. But you literally wipe this on, you wipe it off, and it looks brand spanking new. Even if you don't finish it, it makes it look a lot, or sand it, it makes it look a lot better. So that's what I use on it. Completely food safe. So these are here, and I typically have these in stock if anyone's interested. Again, this is the small, then I have medium, which are about like this for 50, and then I have large, which are about like this for 75. So I think that is all for now. Get a quick one, unless anyone wants to see anything specific. I do have one table. Let me see if I have a listing. So it is not the table in the listing, but if anyone's looking for the best deal I've ever offered on a custom piece, this is the piece that you will get for $600. There's a gorgeous 24 wide by 48 long epoxy nebula design. Really cool piece. Oh, we'll run it if anyone wants it. 1.5 inches thick, has epoxy on the sides as well. Really cool black and gold with white. Again, it's 24 by 48. That will come with standard hairpin legs. You can be more than welcome to add higher end legs if you want. I can work with you to make that happen. A really cool piece. And then again, if you are interested in maybe getting, thank you, Spooky, and maybe getting a different table, check out my store. We're doing a flat rate of $1,000 for any of the tables that you see, which is well over half off what their retail value was. Had some inventory for a while, and I lost some space because my office is there now. So I'm offering them to you guys at a really killer deal. Hey, Blackwater, how are you, man? I was about to hop off. I'm good, man. How are you? I was going through some of my cutting books. Check this out, man. Or I don't know if it's you or your wife. I do, Spooky. Where are you based out of? Mahogany and lacewood. Pretty wild, right? Oh yeah, you could definitely do in-person pickup. If you're interested in any of them, let me know. Like I said, Spooky, the ones that I have for $1,000 flat rate is like a stupid deal, like well over half off, and they are some of the nicest pieces I've created. They're very unique. I mean, $600 for that is a steal, but if you're looking to get one, the extra $400 is nothing compared to what you're getting. So let me know. Feel free to message me. I have them all here in my shop, so if you want to see them closer in person, let me know. We can do it that way as well. So unless anyone wants to see anything else, I'll probably hop off. Let's see if anyone who's on. Let's go raid Chris's Vindia. So thank you guys. I appreciate y'all. Have a great rest of your day.